come on. We're here with Lyons Contracts and Andrew McAllister here in his John Deere 215R.
Pumping slurry to the bread lover.
the bread man's in the field pumping.
The bread man.
We've been left with a GoPro. God forbid. Well, this has been recording me, so
Conor's gonna hate you clean my one.
I've never had too big a handling yet. Touch wood.
You're not supposed to say them things on camera because I haven't left yet.
You know.
This is when this happens.
Oh, but right. You know, sure, the big field here. Most of the around. That's the baller way. It never switches off. Like, especially here, once it starts, it's just every day.
Aye, that's up till November. Probably
longer.
longer.
That slurry trailer will be out there every day the grass starts.
Well,
the third system will go until the fertiliser starts, and then he'll drop the third system off, but the fertiliser will on. And usually by that time the pressure's off the direct pumps and Stephen's trying to manage it himself. That's what I like about it here too, like, you know, you could be, you never know where you'd be, like, they see some part of the country, like, you know.
Then how does that work with your life too? You know, like, have you a farm at home or anything?
No.
Well, then you're not just as...
No, here I do ties, like, you know, so it doesn't really bother me as much, like,
Well, you might not have a farm, but I heard you've got a tie now.
No, definitely not.
No?
You shouldn't believe everything you do.
Who made your sandwiches this morning?
No, you know, made them myself, like, you know. If everyone was as true in the country like me, I'd be a busy man. Like, you know. I won't have time to be here, like.
So what you're saying, it's a lie anyway?
Aye, definitely.
And you haven't met the love of your life?
No, so yeah.
Maybe after this goes out.
Aye, maybe. I know one or two ways, sure. Sure, I lived up the way out romantic walks on Sundays and all.
Wait, what? Who said it was romantic? I just had to get the steps on.
Oh,
10,000 steps a day.
You know, you'll still need a new pair of crocs.
I'll be worn out. Sports mode. Definitely look on.
You know.
Right, what is the story of the day then?
Stephen McAlee's here outside Ballersheen. Slurry silage ground and stubble ground's in the maize, so that's all getting done while we're here. Stephen's been there right while now, so he has, aye.
Yes.
I've been here now. He's usually one of the first boys to go at grass now, so he is. We do his slurry and do all his drill. I do basically everything for him. He does his own spraying. Somebody else does his maize, because we don't have any.
Oh, you having a maize head?
No.
And do you use drill maize?
No, maize. Planter actually. Used to have, but that's all away now, so.
Right, okay.
It's right a while ago now, you get rid of it. Nobody was doing it then, you know. They only kept it. We do have one field over in Medilly on a maize where, you know, people walk through. It's a 12-acre field. It was the only field we drilled for years. Like. But it's pretty took off again now.
It seems to be popular up here in the past couple of years. It's always right and back in the south now, but I wonder what the shift over is, why has more people going for the maize. Like, it's not to say it's cheaper to make, like.
No, it's obviously better for the cow, like. But they must be getting the varieties a lot more better for this country.
Better suited to the weather.
Years ago, I mean, the boys cutting about a whole crop header, like, you know, it was
years ago, you're saying that you're an old man, like, I know you're old, but you're not old, like.
You know, I mind DJ McKay coming down and cutting maize for him with a whole crop header. Like.
I wouldn't have been much good for the cow in that then.
No, where now there's some good crops, mate, like.
So you think it's all down to the varieties?
It must be, like,
well, how long are you with Lyons now?
Must be back 4 or 5 years full time. Whenever I started here, it was all TMs.
You are showing your age here.
It was all TM. Started off with TM on Ferry. That time there was only 2.5s, high specs, and then Sammy had a 3000 back then. We started that old cane barley chiller, straight. That was the way every setup was, There's only 3 tankers. That's went to England a couple of years, the Wilson Bros,
Yes,
over the
yes.
Walruses, and then went to New Zealand. Was I here? No, I think I was here. I was here at TMs, and then I come back from New Zealand. Was it? That's whenever the John Deere were starting to appear, and there was a 68, 69 30, and then a 75 30 appeared. My first year here with TMs was the first year the John Deere Harvester came, 7500, 69 30. She was an ex-frac only tractor. She was probably one of the best 30 series to come to the yard. She done some work. Triple motors, 1 pass, 4,000 gallon tanker.
Torture them. That's nearly cruel.
She was a good going tractor, nice as she was. Fra must have had her well.
I don't know. Fra would be it'd be fun to have up now.
But no, she was a good tractor now. But I must have been about 4 or 5 years full time now. Sort of do the piping, and then third harvester landed last year, so jumping it whenever that's out. And usually that's tractor the rest of the year. Could be drilling, raking, or carting, or just whatever he's done. Pipe a lot of Slurry now. Slurry's a wild big thing. The days that tanker in the field around here is gone.
But this here is the only way to move a bit of Slurry.
Aye, it is.
It takes a bit more manpower, but to shift stuff it's.
When you go out there with a Slurry chiller, you could be spending 300,000 gallons every day. Depends where you're at, right enough on the ground and the layout and stuff. But that's what you'd be aiming for. Some days you do more, and some days you do less. It just depends what the setup is.
Well, you take into account, is there a man on the pump and say there's 5 tankers going and you and that's here?
7 men.
7 tankers would never do that, would never cover that.
I did look into a self-propelled tanker. I went round a couple of boys who spent to in the summertime. They weren't interested, just sheerly because of the weight of the thing. Anyone over a 2,000 gallon tank, they're not really interested.
No.
2.5.
But then does it not depend on what axles is on and how should, obviously more axles the lighter, the less compaction she's doing?
It's always got to be heavier than this.
Well, that's true.
This has always got to be your lightest option, if you know what I mean.
Even with your head on it?
That's worse today, every year, Even boys with DCA arm, I've never actually spread, or I've never ever used a DCA arm, but I don't know, they're all stopping and starting all day.
That's the thing, and
the contractor hasn't that man to pay sitting on a pump now, but still, he charges per 1,000 gallon here, not per hour. They used to be per hour, and it's all day per 1,000 gallon now. So it's all what was through the flow meter.
Well, then obviously the more gallons through, that's what you want.
Put out, the better, so it's all about output here.
But then, as you say, if you have a man sitting on a pump, surely that time in between tankers coming is bound to cover that man's wages, no? Obviously, you have another tractor,
I haven't finished the fill, and there's maybe 2 gates into the next fill, well, he can go on, set up, and have 10,000 gallons sitting there, once you finish the DCI arm and blow out, then, they can't do anything more until you're
moved.
Aye.
But then I suppose there's a lot to say for that man with an engine pump or something. He doesn't need a man there. There's no wear and tear on a tractor. You take this tractor here, what's she worth? 120,000 more.
Aye, probably would be, or probably more nowadays.
And her sitting part with a pump on her, putting ours on her, and essentially doing nothing.
Aye. Then if you have an engine pump there, you still need a man there too,
Well, that's true. That's true.
Unless it's remote controlled, but it's alright, you go, not every man's farm would be set up for it. The boys over in England or Scotland just throw the pipe in the big lagoon, remote control the way you go, but we're not really blessed with that over here.
No. Well, when did you get onto a pipe, or what made you start doing it?
That's my 4th year. I just got told one day I was going on at that, and that was it.
That was that?
Nobody way made to show me or anything.
Just learn?
Just learn. I can tell you, you've been watching them boys lagging us, so you'll know.
Fair enough.
The way I want that,
Hard love.
To be fair to you, that railer was new, the back railer was new. I had a real bad new pipe, so it was I could have started with a lot worse.
It was pretty bulletproof.
150 direct drive with alternator,
Well, you told me there you had absolutely zero intentions of going on the pipe.
I always said years ago I would always leave here before I would drive a pipe. I didn't want to drive it. No, it wasn't for me. But see now, I wouldn't do anything else. Hey, don't get me wrong, you get that field and it's wet, or put a sheep stand in it, you're making marks, it's not that nice. It has been wet there at the minute, there's a lot of rain there at the weekend, so. But it's not so bad, there's sheep's the bother.
Why, what's wrong with sheep now? Why does everybody hate sheep?
You
don't even know anything about sheep, you hate them.
I don't even know about sheep. They eat too much grass, and then there's not enough grass to keep me up above the grounds, boys, The boys that takes them off earlier are the boys that are getting away. So you hear a bit of grass there to keep you up,
So have you seen the faces of my poor wee sheep whenever I take them off on their grass to go to Knock Lade? You'd soon feel sorry for them. Well, equipment-wise, what are you running? I know you had a Slurry Cat nurse tank there, Slurry Cat railer in front. Is this?
Slurry Cat, 12 metres over, 2 12s and a 15 sort of mostly there for boys with 15-metre tramlines top dressed. It's a good job, nice it is. She can get rid of a lot of slurry now.
Stephen on her all the time.
He's on her all the time. Stephen or squeaks in the lorry there at the minute. So. And then the third system, that's on the go usually until fertiliser starts. And then that's dropped off. They'd be it can go on another tractor, but by that time the pressure's usually off the 2 to 8 pumps. But no, the slurry trailer is it's a busy thing now in the yard. Like that'll keep going until grass will start. Like.
You always work with slurry cat equipment? Like, did you ever work with an iQuip or Massey on? No.
It's always been slurry cat.
What do you make of it?
That's good stuff, like. Don't see anything wrong with it now. Them readers, like, there's a lot of slurry cat readers about the country, like.
There is. I didn't actually realise that one was. I thought that was new this year, but you're telling me it's just 3-year-old.
No, that came new whenever my first year on the pipe. Stephen's drill bar came new that year, and then I got his old 12-metre.
Is that the way it works? The boss gets all the new stuff. Fair.
They look after themselves. Sure, they have to,
Well, they're eating the chicks, they may as well. Like.
That's that, you just have to take what you get, like, That's where they come on now. Like Stephen's original 12, that came in 06. I wasn't here enough about then, but I was just at a splash plate. And then they converted the splash plate to a 10-metre dribble bar. It's always been a slurry cat. I think they were piping 20-something years.
Must have been one of the first then.
They were now, I had an on-top before that.
Oh, really?
John, and then Sammy was there in the blue part. Carried it to Stephen, he drove the on-top.
For numbers' sake, how many hours do you think you're putting on between a tractor and a harvester, how many hours are you doing in a year? How many hours will this tractor put on this year alone?
I would say she'll do 3 at least.
3,000? And you'll do the most of them?
Wherever I'm on the harvester, I'm doing this.
But Lyons would be sort of renowned for, like, not in a bad way, but like a high-powered hero, like they like the second-hand stuff, but they clean second-hand stuff.
It's putting that many hours in tractors, it's justifying the new tractor, tractor 2-year-old with 6,000 hours on it, what's that? Some depreciation in that, I think. Like.
Oh, 100%. But then if you take into account, like, well, in 2 years' time you're going to put 6,000 hours in a tractor. The likes of that warranty, does that come into factor, or what way are you boys with the spanners? Are you handy enough around the yard?
As relation there, Sel with Graham, we screw a lot of stuff now, and I'd say they'd brave and loss without him, to be honest, like,
So you need that man in the background to sort of run that kind of stuff.
Some stuff will go to Burrs, all the harvesters go to Burrs. Used to be Selwood done it, but the 3 harvesters go to Burrs now. They're good enough too, like, it's real good service from them now, to be fair. Hey, you a harvester down or someone ring them looking for a harvester, there's always one there, like.
No bother getting one. Well, you were saying there earlier on about the TMs and the New Holland effect. Like, I see a couple more slipping back into the fleet. What's going on there? If MERS is so good to you.
That's probably to do with price more out of it. To be fair, now them long wheelbases is doing well. Like, there's a 230, a 240 there, a 245, sorry. And then James has got a 225 there, auto command for the pipe there this year. To be fair, now, I understand the price for what, I don't know, but.
Well, why did they go away from New Holland to start with?
I don't really know that either. We bought with gearboxes and stuff, and I'd rather sit in a John Deere to me.
Oh, would you? Couldn't tell by the dungarees or anything.
No, I like it. Sure, everyone's there, like, auto power, Starfire, everyone,
But you can get all that in New Holland. Plus blue's a nice colour.
Like about comfort too, like, getting old,
Oh, I know that.
But no, I don't know. I say I'll always keep both, like, I'll never all go one.
But there's nothing else. Like, it's either John Deere or New Holland. Like, you don't have a case floating about or.
Well, sure, case based.
It's the same thing, like, but like, there's no Valtras or Masses or no Fendts coming in.
No, wonderful. So, I say you're putting that many hours on things in a short space of time. That's the problem,
Yes. Well, like, how many years were you running a tractor for? 3, like.
That thing came with 4,000 on it, and what's on it now? Just shy 8. That's thing will be here for 10,000 hours, yeah. I would say they'll be here to 16,000, 18,000. It depends what trouble they're giving to, like, So whenever you're buying that second-hand stuff, you don't really know either, like,
That's the thing, until you get driving, you don't know what, even you have been driving, you still don't know what abuse you got before.
It's luck of the draw, you could buy a good one, never give you a bother, you could buy one, give you a pile of bullets.
The annoying is you could buy a new tractor, it can be a Friday evening job too, like.
That's exactly, you hear plenty of reports about them going bother now too.
Well, tell me a bit about these splashes in the dribble bar. They seem to be getting pretty popular around the country.
Put them on start of last year.
On all the pipe systems?
No, just this one. They were always talking to put a set on now on the Stevens 15-metre. They are a good job now, I think. But here, that's just my opinion now. Like, you want to see a line out there, like. And
is that the way the farmer wants it, or are you just rocking up to Random and hoping that he's happy with it?
I sort of give him the option, But there's boys asking for him now, to be fair, like.
Well, what is the benefit of the splash? Because obviously the dribble bar went away from the splash plate, and now you're sort of going back in yourself.
Leaving that line in the ground. Whenever you dribble bar out there, you run the mower over that first cut, you'll still see the lines in the ground. Like.
The crust or what? Right.
So you're potentially maybe taking back Slurry into the silo again, you know.
Okay.
So if you found Slurry, I'd probably not have that trouble, you know. Like if I didn't know, say if I went to a farmer's yard and I didn't want to use them, I can just flick them up the side. They turn.
Oh, something like that. Right. Okay.
You walk along 5 minutes, not even, just flick them all up the side. They need to be like that because you're doing grazing ground as well. Like, even a longer grass, I noticed they're not flattening the grass as much, you know, where a splash plate with the pressure behind it, it's shutting it in. Where that there's just dropping down now for your lay flag sows, you know.
Well, then from your perspective as a man coming in on the harvester afterwards, what is the better job? Is it that splash or is it the dribble bar?
You wouldn't see that.
You think that there's the job then?
I think well, here, that's just my opinion now, but if you're on the moor over that, you'll not see that. Come first stop where a dribble bar you would. That doesn't sell hang to you, I don't know, like, you know, like that's
well, if that doesn't, your hood ain't hat, mate. You get paid to wear that today?
Yeah, definitely. There'll be a pint or two after this video, and I say, well,
I must look under a couple of brandies myself then, if that's the case.
Here, there seem to be a lot of ones using them now.
They seem to be. I see Red House Holsteins and boys like that, you know, and they're not all good things.
There have them, and I know a couple of other boys have them.
But then, as you said, it's that thinner stuff, you know, like that thick beef slurry. Is that going to have the same impact?
I would help it.
Would it?
It would help.
It's not just going to.
It still will be better on the dribble bar. Like.
You would never notice it like blocking up or clogging up or anything, no?
It would have to be real thick. Like.
Okay.
Like, probably shouldn't be putting it through the back one, like, you know, whatever it's that thick.
Like sludge.
That's the baller. It's getting, you know, you're at a man's yard putting his grass in, and when you got to be here to put slurry, you know.
He wants the next day. Then you boys would have the staff and the machinery to do that if you need it to, like.
But if you have a lot of grass on, there's 3 outfits, it ties up a lot of men. Like, 3 sets of mowers, 3 harvesters, 3 butt rakes, sometimes 4 butt rakes, all them toolers.
So not up.
I wouldn't want to be paying the wages every week, you know that.
Especially the wage you're on or yourself.
Or the diesel bill, like, you know, why do these cost?
Well, what do you make a harvester life now? Is that your first year on last year?
First year, full time. Just over 5.5 was 1,000.
You did? Your first year?
Yeah. I was just shy of 21,000 acres done last year. No, harvester life's alright. It's the same as everything. Ground's dry and sun's shining and everyone grows.
Everybody's happy.
Donald, like, you don't chop the end off your finger, like, you know.
Well, that was something I was debating asking you what no, but now that you brought up, what sort of happened to that finger, or?
I was at a job outside Coleraine, the last load. One of our rake time was there, and she just brought the rake time in a little bit too much. There was tick come into her then. So once the next job got out of, told the boys to take their dinner, and I opened her up. And I was spinning the drum round. Whether I was leaning back or what, I don't know, but whatever way I must have been leaning back too far. So them big drums sometimes it takes a bit to get them going, you know.
Yeah.
They're 64 knife drums, and my fingers just must have been over the shear bar, or just that bit, and just sheared off, you know.
But you told me at the time you never even realised it happened.
No, like I didn't feel it until it was done, like, you know. But then the pain, you know, like the hang come down, sheared them off. Like I didn't feel that, but then hurt you. Like lucky enough, I was just straight across from Mark Lyons' yard in the Port Stewart, and he got the jeep and run me on the Coleraine. You know, so.
That's one way to mark your first year in a harvester.
And one going fire with me too, like, you know. So.
But then that just goes to show how sharp them knives are. You know, if you imagine that thing spinning inside. You know, if you're fit to turn that with your hand.
Oh, aye, definitely. That's the way you need to run them, like, you know. If you run that blunt. Yeah, I don't really know a lot about it, like, but Stephen or Squeak's more the main man, like.
But you usually be cutting stuff fine enough for, like, you used to do a lot of digester work too.
Stephen primarily would do that. 64 knives. They wouldn't be on all the time. My harvester's half set. Stephen's actually has another harvester coming this year, but I think she's 40-something knives, so a bit interesting to see what way it goes. The plan is to try and keep the knives in all the time. It takes a minute or two putting them all, you know.
And I know
putting knives in, cleaning them, torquing them. You know, it takes a minute or two just to do that. Every time you go to a digester, it always comes with a 30-hour header too. So.
Yes. There's some stuff chowed this year.
It seems to be a good job now for our headers now, to be fair.
That seems to be a way for a lot of machines, like even like the FR, you know, was the header holding the actual machine back.
The other headers were alright, it's just not light, real, and boys it's cutting early grass, you know, it's sort of a dead. It looks light in the row, but whenever you're in it, it's, you know, there's more in it than you think. But no, them newer headers I had to go with it. Squeak's header there last year, like, it doesn't matter what's in front of you, just horse in. Yeah, I love it working right now, like, you know, you always find that it's, but, like, you think we hadn't been that busy, like, you know, but that's what we were adding up the other day, like, I have over 5 million out, them other two boys, they're about to be over 10 million out, you know, already, like.
You know, people rhyme off, oh, I've done 5 million or I've done 10 million, and somebody will look at them like, that's not a whole pile. But if you have 4,000 gallon tanker carting that, you know, that's a whole lot. There's a whole lot of 4,000s and 5 million.
There's 5 tankers carting here. It's bringing 20,000 gallon a run, like, you know, so you're not long covering a bit of ground. Like.
But even that run, like you're saying there, right, 5 tankers in one run, right, that's 20,000 a time.
Yeah.
Right, that's times that by 5 again.
You know,
That's 100,000 times that by 10 again, that's 1 million times that by 5 again. You know that, you know, them numbers, you round them off and it's like, oh, sure, that's nothing, but that's a brave bit of slurry shift.
But it's more primarily for him, gallons matter because the way he's charging, you know. But we haven't gone for 1,000 gallons. It's probably more fair for him than the farmer. Like the farmer knows maybe roughly what slurry he has in a year. He'll know what it's going to cost to put it out.
And how do you track what slurry you've put out?
Low meter.
But does she track that and you can go into that at the end of the day, or?
No, she'll tell you your totals here.
Oh, okay.
She's recording that and your time here. So load count too. Everyone goes the app there in the phone with one click account apps. They clock in and out of that app, and then all the work goes in that. Who was there? Like say there's 5 tankers there. That all goes in that. How long we were there? Where we were? What gallons there were? How long it took us to do the job? That all goes back to his laptop.
How important is that sort of technology now in this
I would say
job?
it's very, very important. You probably could do more with that Starfire, like for mapping and stuff. The next that there, is it NRI sensor, what do you call it?
Oh, well, that's for tracking your speed forward and adjusting your flow.
She'll tell you what nitrogen or units and all.
Oh, yeah.
I say all that probably will come in. Like.
But then again, that information is only as useful as the boy who's working the machine, you know.
Like, you know, you're covering that much ground every day. It's sort of keeping up with it all, you know.
Aye.
That's the baller, like, you know.
But it would be different for the likes of you or Pikachu, or like you have a relatively not old, but like maybe more mature staff force.
Right, we're finished for the day. We're signing off. Lyons Slurry. See you later.
Yeah, bye.